Right, it's 4 o'clock. Just leaving Nottingham on the way to Leicester now to do strength training, and then jiu-jitsu straight after that, and then home to bed. I'm just about to do an interview as well with AOL Radio. So my hands-free kit. Got to be a safe driver. I think I'm live on the radio. I think. He's a talented fighter. I don't see anything in his game I can't handle though. You know, I mean, I've been studying his fights now for a long time, and I was actually at his fight with Marcus Davis at UFC 85, and I just remember at that point, you know, I was really interested in fighting Davis for a start, but you know, Swick's always been somebody that I thought I would match it well against, because he's got a similar style to me. He relies on his speed and his momentum moving forward for, you know, to score his knockouts, and I think it's something that it's going to be very, very dangerous to do against me, because I'm technically better than him in certainly on the feet, and I'm pretty confident I'm equal or better than him on the ground as well. And I just think that, you know, running towards me, throwing punches, is just a very dangerous thing, because at some point I'm gonna connect, and he's gonna wonder what day it is. I was never really that interested in fighting Kim, to be honest. I did feel, well, you know, the problem with the position I was in the division at the time was, you know, I was looking forward and I was trying to head up the rankings as opposed to trying to cement my spot where I was. I was, you know, I was interested in beating guys that were above me in the rankings, and Kim was, you know, a little way below me, and so I would have been the one with the target on his back, and that would have been Kim trying to step into my shoes, and I'd much rather just keep trying to push forward. So, you know, and the other thing as well is, you know, no offense to Kim, you know, he's a great fighter and all, but when somebody says, you know, oh, Danu, you're fighting at 105, and I say I'm fighting Don Hyun Kim, I was getting a lot of confused faces. A lot of people were like, oh, who's that guy, you know? And then I have to give an explanation as to who he is and who he's fought, and I don't really want to be doing that. I'm at the stage in my career where I want to be able to say, I'm fighting this guy, and everyone's like, oh, that's going to be a good fight. I think everyone looks at Joey St. Pierre as some kind of Superman at the moment, and I think it's a little unrealistic. He is only human after all, and you know, I can put anybody to sleep as long as I connect on the chin, and that's all I need to do in that fight. So, you know, why not have a go? I don't really see why I would turn that fight down and say, oh no, I'll fight some other guys and give them a chance at stepping into my shoes. No, if the opportunity is there, I'm going to jump at it, and I'm going to give it everything I've got. That was just an interview for, it was live on AOL Radio, just asking me a few questions about the fight and about what I thought of the Machida Shogun decision, and about my comments on Bernard Hopkins and his digs at UK MMA in general. So it was quite interesting. It's always good to do these interviews and see what people are interested in hearing about, you know.
Have you found that, you know, as you've kind of got bigger in the sport, that the interest in you as a person has grown a lot?
Yeah, I definitely think so. And I think the thing with MMA is that it's you know, the athletes are still accessible to the fans. You know, it's like in other sports, the fans maybe never get to meet the athletes that they're following so intensely, and you know, it's a little disappointing. Whereas in MMA, you know, the fans can get in contact with the fighters, and you know, I still email fans constantly. You know, whenever I get emails, I reply to as many as possible, and it's just, you know, it's a very closely knit sport, and the fighters appreciate the fans as much as, you know, the fans appreciate the fighters, and I think that's important. And you know, and doing these interviews, it's interesting to know what people want to know about, and the interest in not only in the fights but in what we do away from the fights is crazy.
And how do you think you've evolved as a fighter since you joined the UFC?
I guess I'm a little more media savvy, but that came naturally. I didn't really have much choice in that. There's you know, I've got more of a professional approach to everything now, I guess. You know, like within training and within, you know, my off season, when I'm away from fight camp, and you know, and the way I invest my time and the opportunities that I get offered, you know, I take as many as I can, and you know, anything from filming commercials to, you know, I don't know, being in music videos or anything like that. Any opportunities I get, I jump at them, and it's, you know, it's all down to the opportunities I'm getting because I'm fighting the UFC.
So was that a hint then? Would you like to be in a music video?
Well, I've just had an email about one actually. Yeah. And they're very interested in coming down and doing some filming for that. So
Mike Bisping's expressed an interest in maybe doing a little bit of acting. He said that he'd like to be in a Guy Ritchie movie. Have you ever given a thought to doing anything kind of like that?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I mean, I love Guy Ritchie films, and I think that it'd be good fun just to be in it and just to kind of try that. You know, I mean, Vinnie Jones is awesome, and you know, and he came from, you know, from a sports background. So yeah, I'd love to. I'm more of a Quentin Tarantino kind of guy, though. I'd like to be in one of his movies. But we'll see. You know, I've had a couple offers to be in films as well, but it's just the time's not been suitable for me, so I've not been able to do it. But yeah, definitely at some point in the future, it's something I'd like to do, just to kind of say I've done it more than anything.